How much should I charge for my coaching services and packages is probably the question I get most from my clients and students and audience. And one of the biggest mistakes I see new coaches and online entrepreneurs making, and a mistake that I definitely made myself, is believing that the lower our prices are, the more we're going to make sales and the more clients we're going to attract. Now, I don't blame you for thinking this way. That is probably what we all think is the right way to go about it. Number one, I'm a new coach. I shouldn't be charging high prices because I don't have the experience yet, and blah, blah, blah. We have all of these stories around it. And number two is, again, the belief that if my prices are low, then more people are going to buy. Maybe it sounds logical, and for a long time I believed it, and I continued offering my packages and my coaching services and products at very low prices, thinking I'm going to attract more and more people. And I had to learn the hard way that lowering my prices was not the best marketing strategy. In today's video, I'm going to share with you a very simple pricing framework that's going to make you feel good about the prices that you're going to offer your clients, and it will take away that weird, icky feeling when you say the price if you're not 100% convinced with it. So this framework, I'm calling it a framework, but I decided that it's a framework. It's been working for me, it's been working for my clients, and I want to share it with you here today. And it's something super simple, and you can start applying it now. My suggestion is grab a piece of paper and a pen so you can start thinking of the questions that I'm going to ask you and going through the exercise that I'm going to invite you to join me in doing today. Hi, I'm Muna. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to get notified every week when I release a new video, and also to help me grow this channel and reach more and more coaches. Now, I know that as a new coach, it's scary asking for money for your services. I know that the imposter starts coming up, and I'm saying this from experience. I've been there, and I was so scared of saying my prices to my clients even when they were low. So I understand if you're feeling hesitant about the prices that you're setting, or if you are lowering your prices to make yourself feel more comfortable with it. This is completely understandable. I actually have a video on imposter syndrome and how to overcome that and how to work through this negative self-talk, and you can watch it here after watching this video. But for now, I want to introduce you to the simple framework that will help you really figure out how should I price my services. And I want you to start thinking of it a little bit backwards, because what most of us do, and tell me if you do the same, comments below, is we sit down and we come up with an idea for a program or an online course, a workshop, or a masterclass, and we start working and working and working on the content. And then once that's all done, we start thinking, what should I charge for this? Or maybe we ask ourselves this question that is detrimental in terms of pricing, which is, what are people willing to pay for this? Think about it. If I were to come and ask you, what are you willing to pay for anything, you're probably going to choose the lowest price possible, because that's how we work. It's completely normal. So if we base our prices on what we think people are willing to pay for things, we're going to keep playing the pricing game and the pricing war, where everyone loses. Everybody ends up lowering their prices more and more, thinking that they're going to get more clients, but it doesn't work that way. So instead of asking, what are people willing to pay for this? The question I want you to start just thinking about, just let it play in your mind and in your heart, which is, what is this transformation that I'm going to offer my clients? What is this transformation worth to them? What is the value of the change that they want? Because everyone who comes to a coach is looking for a certain result, is looking for a certain transformation, looking for a change in their lives. What is that change worth to them? So start thinking about it in terms of, how long have they had this problem? Let's say you're a fitness coach and you have this amazing way of working with clients on their nutrition and their fitness goals and all of these things, and you know you can help clients going through menopause, let's say. And when you start pricing your program, you can start asking yourself, the woman that I'm talking to, how long has she been suffering from the effects and the symptoms of menopause? How much longer could she suffer if I don't help her right now? Then we ask, how much is this worth to her? If she's been suffering with this for a year and really not able to lose the weight that she wants to lose, or if she's not getting the energy, having the energy that she needs to live her life the way that she used to, what is this worth to her? To have her energy back, to have her vitality back, to have her, I don't know, to feel more like herself again. What is that worth to her? Now, I know as a theory here, we're still talking theories, maybe it still hasn't sunk in, but I just wanted you to start thinking in this way, and that the next time you ask yourself how much are people willing to pay for this, that you catch yourself and you change that question to something much more empowering and something that will be helpful for you as the coach and business owner, and for the client who will purchase that package or program. Now on to the simple 4-step framework. And as I mentioned earlier, we need to start thinking backwards. We need to start with the end in mind. So step 1, and if you have a paper and a pen, I suggest you start writing this down or do this exercise later on, but really try it out. Step number 1 is we need to decide what's our income goal. This is before designing anything, before deciding what the program is, what the content is. I just want you as a business owner, because you're not just a coach, you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner who needs to start thinking of money, right? So start first of all with your income goal. And now for the purposes of this video, and because I don't want to overcomplicate things for you from the beginning, let's only think of a 1-month income target. Instead of looking to 12 months or even 3 months, let's just stick to 1 month. And I'm going to use a very simple example to explain how this framework can work for you. So in step 1, we choose our income target for the month. Let's assume that your income target is $2,000 a month to make from your coaching business, and this is what you want to make next month, let's say. Write down what your income target is before we move on to the second step of the process. So now you have that down, you have a number in front of you. And I'm not going to go into how big or small this number needs to be. Just choose a number that makes you feel good, something that you can look forward to, something that will stretch you a little bit. Don't choose something that's super easy to achieve. We need to stretch ourselves a little bit with our goals, but don't go too far where it becomes extremely uncomfortable. I'll leave that up to you to decide what you want to choose for this very first step of the framework. Now, the second step of the framework is to think of 5 or 7 or even 10 different ways that you can break down that amount into different packages. So for example, sticking with our $2,000 income target for next month, you could offer a package for $1,000 to 2 people. Simple. Or that's way number 1. Second way can be you offer something for $500 to 4 people, or you offer something for $250 for 8 people, or you offer $200 to 10 people, or $100 to 20 people. I just want you to kind of break it down and simplify it. And keep in mind here, as you're writing this down, I hope you're writing this down, not just thinking about it in your mind. As you're writing this down, before we even decide what we're gonna sell, I want you to understand that I'm not asking you to come up with 5 different products or 5 different offers or 5 different workshop ideas. I'm just asking you right now to think of different ways financially to break down that big goal, that next month goal, into different ways that you can actually achieve that income target. So go ahead and write down 5, 7, 10 ways that you can make that amount that you wrote down in step number 1. Now, step number 3 is to choose 1 or 2 of the ways that you just mentioned. So let's say, sticking again with the same example, that you say, you know what, I don't want to have to sell to 20 people in 1 month. So even though $100 feels tempting, getting 20 clients to buy that in 1 month might be more challenging for me. Whatever it is that you're offering, we still don't know what you're going to offer, so don't worry about that. We'll get to it. But maybe you think to yourself, with the size of audience that I have, or maybe because I'm still new or whatever, it's easier for me to get 4 clients at $500 than it is to get 20 clients at $100. So maybe this is the choice that you make. $500 to 4 clients. Go ahead and choose the one that works for you. Step number 4 is probably the most fun one, and I hope that you will enjoy it as well. Now that we have chosen what the number is, so you write down whatever number you came up with per package. So in that example, we have $500. Write down that number at the top of the page, and I want you to start thinking of what you can offer that will make this $500 feel like a no-brainer. Like, of course I'm gonna buy it for this much. Now, assuming that you're talking to the right people with the right messaging, and I've done videos on this before and I will continue making videos about this, but assuming that you are targeting the person who actually needs your service, you start thinking, okay, for $500, what can I offer? So let's say what you come up with first is, you know what, I wanna run a workshop, a 3-hour workshop about this topic, whatever the topic is. And even before you think of the topic, is I wanna run a 3-hour workshop on one of the many things that I can teach people on. But then when you write that down and you think to yourself, $500 seems like a lot for just 3 hours of training, maybe. Instead of scrapping that completely and saying, no, I have to think of something much more complicated for it to be worth $500, keep that there and ask yourself, what can I add to the workshop and to that package of buying the workshop that will make it so easy for clients to make the decision? So first we have the actual training. Then maybe you can say, I will offer a 30-minute call to everyone who attends this workshop, and that's included in the $500. And that's for them to ask questions, or you can consider it a discovery call, whatever it is. You help them out one-on-one for 30 minutes or for an hour, depends on your time and what you can offer. Maybe you add to it, what can I add in terms of things that they can download, where it's not just about listening to the training and taking notes. No, now they have something in their hands that's related to the workshop where they can follow through with the exercises, and you have extra content and extra value given in this checklist or PDF or whatever it is that's extra on top of the training that they got. Start thinking of, what can I add here that will make the $500 a no-brainer, really easy decision for my clients to make. Continue adding things here where at the end of it, I want you to get to a point where you're not scared of that number anymore, where it feels like, oh my God, I'm offering so much that the $500 really makes so much sense. I'm not afraid of saying that number anymore, because when a client asks me, or when I present it, or on my sales page, or when I go live on Facebook or Instagram and I talk about this program, I feel so comfortable because I'm saying this includes a 3-hour workshop where we're gonna go through 1, 2, 3, 7, and then one-on-one coaching for everyone who attends live, and the checklist of whatever, and an additional video or something extra. What can you continue adding there that will make the $500 an easy decision? Now, as you saw, we started with the end in mind. We started with our income goal instead of starting with the program or the project itself that we want to sell to people. And starting this way makes it easier to walk backwards to what can I do right now. So remember, the steps are first your income target, and today we only chose a 1-month income target, and you can use 90-day targets or 1-year targets, that's up to you, but let's just start with the 1 month. The second step is to choose 5 or 10 different ways that you can make that exact amount of money. Step number 3 is to choose 1 or 2 of the ways that you chose in the second step. And step number 4 is to design a program that makes that number that you came up with in step number 3 a no-brainer for your ideal clients. When you do it this way, you're so much more clear on what you need to focus on. And now you know what? In the next month, all I need are 4 clients. And now the planning to get these 4 clients becomes so much easier than if you design a program and you have no idea how many clients might come, or you have no target in mind, so you're just selling, and maybe even at the end of the month when you finish your sales, the launch is closed and everything is done, you don't know whether you should celebrate what you made or if you should try to do better next time because you didn't have a goal to begin with. So having a goal, I mean, we all know how important it is to have our goals. It makes it easier to measure your success, to decide what to do, what to improve for next time. And it keeps you excited as you're working through it. You get the first 2 clients and it's the 10th of the month and you start thinking, I need 2 more. What can I do? Can I don't know, send an email to my list? Can I go live on Instagram? Should I put these 3 nice posts? Different ways of making those 2 additional sales towards the end of the month. It just simplifies things, doesn't it? I know this framework also obviously looks and sounds oversimplified, but the more we complicate things, the more we don't actually go through and follow through with these things. That's why everything that I do in my business, I always have the goal of making it simple and making it easy for me and for my clients and students. So I hope you enjoyed this simple framework. I would love to hear from you. I would love to know if you've ever used this way of pricing your services, or if you still think in the way of what would people be willing to pay for this. And no shame here. I'm not trying to shame you in any way. I've been through this for so long myself, and I was asking myself the wrong questions as well. But once I started following this framework, it became so much easier to design programs that align with my income targets. And if you don't meet your target next month, and if you make $1,000 and not $2,000, it's not the end of the world. Now you know, you have data, and you can do better and better next time. Now, if you're serious about growing your coaching business and making more money and attracting more people, you have to understand that a business has different parts and different areas that we need to focus on. Coaching is only one part of the big picture. There are other ingredients. In fact, the ones that I thought of are 8 ingredients. And I sat down and I wrote down these 8 ingredients, explained a little bit about each one of them, that I think every small business owner, every online business owner, especially coaches, teachers, and online experts in general, need to have in their business in order for it to grow and to achieve the targets and the goals that you have. And I'm offering that for free. You can click on the link underneath the description. I've already given it to people and they've enjoyed it. Again, like I told you, I like to keep things simple, so this is just a few pages and it will get your mind thinking in the right direction. So please go ahead and grab it from the link underneath this video. Once again, thank you for being here with me. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope it made sense. I can't wait to hear from you in the comments below about everything that we've talked about today. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next week.